Yeah. That's it. All right, we're live, mate. Okay, so hello everybody. We've got I've got Poco in my ear today, so I can keep up with the chat. Today I'm painting another sepia, like I had previously. I did the eagle and I did the other girl in sepia, but this time I'm going to rework it. So the other two, I'm basically just painting the sepia color and building it up slowly. So it's really careful, sort of. I used to call it like tiptoeing through the tulips to my students, where you just got to really just ease up to that tone that you want, really slowly and carefully. Where this time now I'm going to rework it with lighter colors on top of that brown, so I can be a little bit more. Hopefully you can see when I paint today, it'll be a little bit more carefree, I guess, a little bit freer. The process will look faster, but the end result probably will take a little bit longer. The big thing, which is I put in the title of the feed, was that the blue shift. No one really works light over dark, because as soon as you put a light color over, white especially, or I'm going to use a cream, it shifts to a blue, and so that it looks terrible all the way through. But the way you beat that blue shift is by reworking the darker colors over the top. It's a little bit of a balancing act, and I wasn't really sure if I could do it, to be honest. I've never done it with the sepia. I've done it a lot with colors. So in my head, I had it in theory. I'll show you the little practice one I did to make sure. This one here, this G'day Grumpy. Right, so this one here, this is my little practice. I used the same sepia color that I used the other week, and then I put a piece of paper, half of it, and I reworked just this side with cream, and it blue shifted like crazy and it looked terrible. And then I worked the colors over the top, and funnily enough, to really kill the blue, I used like a raw orange, which now I've got to find it. Orange. I don't know how good that didn't show up on the screen that well, but that's just basically yellow and red. That was it. No other colors in it. And that over top of the blue shifted cream turns it to that brown that I originally had. So I managed to match this side to that side. You can't really see, but this side of it, I managed to put some more details in and adjust shapes around and stuff. So it worked. Let's see if it works on a big piece. And we will get started, I think. So, like I said, we've got, who we got here today? G'day, Mark. Yeah, we got 4 of you here. So it'll be Scott, Grumpy, Mark, and a anonymous. I could probably find out who it is, but hello. Thanks, everyone. Grumpy, we already said Grumpy. Yeah, so I've got Scott in here today. Got the AirPod in, which has been really cool. So if you've got any questions, I won't miss them this week, because Scott will let me know. AKA Poco. Russ, you're in. Is that Russ? You've been emailing me, Russ? Is that you? Or was it another Russ? Watch it on your phone. All right, so yeah, so this is a bit different. Yes, thanks for being here, mate. Okay, I'll bring the camera in close. So still using Createx, using my water micron. I'll go in there. How's the light? I'm missing a light. I'm not light on. I don't know if I make a difference or not. Oh no, that one doesn't want to work today. No, we won't have that one on. Okay, well, glasses on. So yeah, even though I said that I'll be a little bit more carefree, I won't be at the start. I always warm up a bit slow. So as usual, I'll start in an easier part. Actually, I've got two references again. This one is printed the exact same size as the drawing, so that if I ever get stuck, I can sort of do that. If I'll show it this way, so you see, line it up. If I make sure the shapes are in the right spot, I think I'll use that one first. I've got the full one there. As far as references go, so up till now I've just been on browse Pinterest and find some cool ones, and they're all AI generated. I thought, I wonder if I can generate my own AI. So I signed up to Midjourney. So this one I did on Midjourney. So it's not, I can't really claim it, it's still AI, but no one else has done it. Okay. Oh. Whose website, Mark? What are you buying? Oh, your website, Mark, is it? Oh, okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Ah, gotcha. That was the one. So, sorry, Mark, I got Scott telling me all about your website in my ear. So that was the one, Scott, you messaged me the other day about. That's Mark's. Ah, nice. Ships worldwide. So I'm just starting it. 3D printing too. Oh, that's cool. That's like, it feels like too much of a learning curve for me. I'm keen on it, but it's only so many hours in the day. So as usual, I just started a nice easy part to get myself warmed up. I'm not going to do the whole picture this time. I'm going to just sort of concentrate around her face and do the reworking straight up. We won't be finishing this today. But I think that's where the real, hopefully you guys can benefit today, or unless I stuff it up. On POS. Oh, Russ, go Russ. You're probably better off watching on the replay anyway, Russ, and painting along with that. Yeah, because Russ emailed me about, because he wanted to see the reference in the feed, and I don't know how to do that, but I just sent him the reference by email. So if anyone else wants it and you want to pay along, just send me an email. You'll find it. It's on my channel there, or if you're on my email list, I'm happy to send you any reference I've used before. If you want to just copy it later and pay along with one of the replays. Oh, okay. Haven't shipped to Australia yet. I think that would be the killer for us. Everything's expensive in Australia because of that. The shipping, I reckon, kills it. Or maybe taxes and stuff as well. But like, I see prices in America. This is the micron, right? US prices are 400 and something. Is it 800 and something here? But that's the Aussie dollar's pretty crap at the moment too. Oh, good. You happy with that? Happy with the angle, Russ? I've got to remember, Scott, to you tell me so the context, and then I'm just talking. It's like, oh, people need to know what I'm talking about in context. We haven't got, Rob's not on yet. No dread today. Yeah. The cool thing about this one today, when I'm painting being able to paint light over dark, a couple of things. One, I just use a grey lead pencil this time rather than the brown pencil, which because I'm going to be able to cover all the lines. Even the other one, if you look in the right spots, there's a few spots where there's a pencil line still there visible, but more the hair's got a lot of light over dark, which you would really have to scratch back or try to paint around, which is nearly impossible with little strands of hair. So I'm going to be able to put those in with the white over dark. I just remembered I said I'm going to be a little bit more carefree. I'm being too careful already. Just going to hook in. You think about if you've watched the Warrior Skull, how rough. It was almost like I was rushing all the way through it, but because I always knew I was putting light over dark and adjusting later on, it's just about getting some colour down just to get you going. So you don't have to be too careful. It might not come across now, but I'm not actually being super careful here, even though there's a lot of detail, but don't forget to like the video, guys. There you go, 7 watching, 5 likes, or 4 likes on my end. Scott says 5. There's a bit of delay with these things. I'm actually I've got the compressor set to about 20 PSI, but because I'm pumping out a bit, I'm just going to crank it up a bit. I've got it outside so it doesn't make any noise. Give me a second. There you go, you would have heard that because I've got the microphone on. Don't know how accurate my gauge is, but it's up to 30 now, I think. That's better. No, not yet. It's still asleep. I think the neighbours actually went away over Easter because the freaking thing barked all bloody weekend, mate. Yeah, I'm going to have to do this quite dark because the pencil lines, this side of the face is really light, but I've got my pencil lines there, so I'm going to have to do it too dark to go really hard with the cream colour. I might actually just stop about halfway down the face here and then switch colours so you can see if it's going to be a big fat fail or not. Oh, cool. So tell me. Okay. So tell me more about this image, guys. Tell me more. What's going on, Scott? What's the image? Yeah. Ah, okay. You got a stencil pre. So you're downloading a stencil as well to help you get going. Is that right? Oh, okay. So you buy a stencil and get the reference. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, cool. That's a little bit like Drew Blair stuff he does, a classroom in a box. He sends you out a stencil and the colours and everything. Yeah, that's cool. Have you got any of you guys ever played around with AI to make pictures, reference images? Man, it's unbelievable. It's a bit tricky to get used to some of the prompts, but yeah, it's unreal. You've got very strict, like adult content. Not that I was trying to do that, but even this one, off the shoulder dress, it was like, nah, can't do it. So it took a little bit to get it how I wanted it, but it's pretty amazing. It's really, I just use it as like a tool, you know. It all started because I told you I'm going to be painting at a car show soon with Iwata, and I was just trying to get a really cool picture, and I found one, and I was like, oh, actually, no, do you know how it started? It was that warrior skull. I shared it on Reddit, the finished painting, and someone got narky about, oh, are you the original artist? And I went, nah, I don't know who it was. And then they did a reverse image search and found someone on Facebook that had it. He's just been a smart ass saying that I should have, that it's not really my art type of thing, or I should have credited the artist. And then I did a search on that, and it was made by AI. So I was like, no, well, I'm not giving anyone credit for that. AI made it. And then he didn't answer me after that. So I thought, well, if I can make my own AI images, and no one can be a sook about it. It's just a tool as far as I'm concerned. It's not, and like I never intended to sell that skull or try to make any money at all on it, because much as I suspected it was AI, it's like, well, it's not mine really. It's a demo. And that's the same as this. So anyway, so then that went me down that rabbit hole of AI. I thought I should make my own so no one can be a sook about it. And then I went, oh, I've got that car show coming up. I found a cool picture. I went, well, I'm going to try and make my own version similar to this so no one can say, hey, that's mine. I only got two teeth. I coloured in the tooth. Lucky I'm using white today. Yeah, you haven't. Yeah, it's a tricky one, Mark. You got to, you really got to get used to it. What I did is I got ChatGTP, which makes images but nowhere near as good as Midjourney, and you got to pay for Midjourney. But I put a picture on ChatGTP and said, make a description for me so I can do it on Midjourney, and it did it that way, and then that got me really started. And then on Midjourney, you can edit it once it's made a picture. You can edit it. It goes to an editor, and you can like erase a section. Say, what I did to try, like as I said, it wouldn't do an off the shoulder dress. All right, this is not. There's nothing raunchy about this picture really. It's just like classical sort of style. but it had a goofy looking dress on, so I went put a spaghetti strap dress, and then it exposed the shoulder. But when I said keep off the shoulder, it was like, no, it doesn't. It voids our content policy or some crap. So yeah, it's a little bit of mucking around, but ChatGTP got me going on it with the initial prompt, and then just tweaked it from there. G'day, Paul. You made it, mate. Okay. Reverse question. Yeah, that's it, Mark. All right. Does it feel like from your end, guys, that I'm going a little bit faster today? Like I feel like, oh, half this space is done already, but because I am moving faster. And I said I was going to stop there, but I'm going to do this eye. Yeah, I've got the shackles are off because I'm going to put the light over dark. I don't have to be as careful. Yeah, that's what I must be getting it a little bit before you, Scott, because I saw that one already. Yeah. Oh, hang on a second. I've got to read that one. What's the plan? Oh, God, Jesus. Good fun, Paul. JC, how are you, mate? Thank you for joining. JC's a mucker. One of the muckers. I vaguely remember last week about that, JC, that you're the mucker. We worked that out. Was JC you the was it Nobby, Scott? Who is Nobby? Who? No. Oh, Mark's Nobby. Gotcha. It's hard. I haven't got many. His Mexican friend, Scott, JC. Well, thanks for coming, JC. Yeah, I was about to say it's so funny. Like, I don't have, got you guys that turn up every week, and I've got a few emails, but how quickly they all sort of blend together, and I go, oh, who was that again? Like, even Russ had a couple of emails this week, and then I got him confused with Douglas, who's emailed me the week before a little bit, and was like, oh my God, when I've got lots of people one day, hopefully, then it's going to be really hard to keep on track. So it's good. Take advantage of while I can, that I can be a little bit more personal with you guys. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Scott. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. But it's gonna look. Scott just tells me that it looks good in here, but it's gonna look worse before it looks better in a minute when I start hooking in with the white. Who here? And I'll talk. Scott, you two are brave enough to paint and then put white back over the top. Anyone in the chat? You brave enough? Would you put white over top of this? Scott wouldn't. It's when you get past that, when you actually learn to work with the blue shift rather than try to be scared of it, it's a game changer, mate. So hopefully that's what I can show you today. What I found last week with because it's a similar picture to this, it's so easy to overshoot the tone, right? It's one little bit too dark, and so you carefully build it up. And the first week, when you're looking this close, it looked fine, but I was still back. It's like, oh my god, it's so transparent. So my daughter said, eyes look creepy because they weren't dark enough yet, even though they were very light eyes. So yeah, it's good to be able to have that ability to adjust it later on. Remember I said I was going to stop halfway, and here I go. I'll keep going. I might as well do the whole face now. We're going 25 minutes, that's not bad. Maybe not getting Dread tonight. It's not here still. Yeah. Oh, never mind. He might watch a replay. Yeah. Dread's probably snoozing by now. Yeah. What time is it there, Scott? 10:30. Yeah. Pretty late. All right. So I did say I'll finish the face. I'm just going to frame it by putting a little bit of the dark parts in their hair. Not the whole hair, just around the edge. Oops, what's that here? There's her ear. Yeah. Who else is missing today that normally comes? Puggy? Puggy's not here. Dean? Oh. And DB. Oh, you told me that. Yeah, Dean's cool. All right. So as soon as you frame that, how much too light the face looks. So I'm actually going to. It's an AI generated. She's not a real person. It's just an AI one. Yeah, just saying there how crazy it is. As soon as I put the dark part in, how light the whole face looked. This side of the face is going to be much darker. I'm just going to be super rough now. So I just want to switch to the light. So let's just darken it up. A little bit thicker there. Oh, I didn't see that one. Mark's Nobby, and he was on Dred's channel with the liquid mask. All right, I'm going to read. I'm going to I'll look that up. I think I might have watched it, but I can't remember now. I did watch a couple of Dred's videos. Yeah. So Giorgio, yeah, that one. I saw that. Not all of it, bits of it. I was trying to. Okay. Mark was there too. Okay, gotcha. Oh, all right, and this is the point where I start second guessing myself. I was like, oh, maybe I just keep doing what I'm doing because this looks cool. But no, it's all these lives are about challenging. So I'm just going to hook in with the white in a minute. It really is no point. I've got to go darker. There's no point really doing the white unless it's dark enough to see it. Lips are too dark. That's all right. Got a lot of pencil lines. I don't know if you can see it. A lot of pencil lines showing through here. So I'm going to have to hook in really hard in there. All right, let's swap. See what happens. Giorgio's finished the jacket at home. Okay. And I told you this. So the Takumi, the side feed, I put it in a pencil eraser and sit down on the bench so I can go back to that colour later. And just put another one on. I've got 4 of these. They're like $55 each, the water ones. So every now and then when I'm buying paints, I buy another side cup. I've got I'm just painting on paper, mate. So what I've got, 2 versions. See, this one's a little bit darker. It's just white with this sepia in it, and then more white with just a little bit. Well, I'll probably put a bit of this one into that with white, just so I've got 2 versions. I'm going to go with the slightly darker one first. That might be light enough. Lid on. Yes, I do, mate. Exactly right. So I've got just it works a bit like my siphon. You know, always going on about using the siphon because the quick changes. Do the same thing, but with the side cups. All right, so that's the colour, and you watch how different it's going to be on top of this blue. That was a bit of a silly move, considering I'm going to stick that back up on here. I'm actually thinking it might not be light enough. I might have to switch to the lighter one. So, start on the highlight on the nose. Oh yeah, that's way too dark. I'm using the Createx illustration, mate. All right, so you can see already. I don't know if you can how dark that is. So I'm going to switch to the white, but look at the color of it compared to. Put my airbrush down. Compared to that, I don't know if you can tell, but it's way bluer already just as soon as you do it. So this is why no one likes putting light over dark. This is the whole point of today's challenge. Oh, where did I have that? Oh, Jesus. That was a bad move. Hang on. I'll sort that camera out in a second. I'm going to switch to the white. another side cup, so I've got that one there. I might not need that color I just used. I might be able to switch from one to the other, but okay. Now, how far off am I with the camera now? Where did I have it before? Help me out, Scott. Which way I got to go with this camera? About bang on, that'll do. All right. I'm happy with that angle. Sort of a bit of a balance act between keeping it out of my way, but still keeping it close enough so you guys can see. Cool. All right, this is better. Go really hard here on the highlight and nose, and it helps me cover up the pencil lines. Hopefully. Oh, geez. Used a 5H pencil, so super light, and tried to hold it as light as I can. Still quite dark. So for you guys that weren't here when I first started, the blue shift that happens, to beat that, you got to put darker colors over the top, right? Now, that means you've got to actually make this lighter than you think to allow for the new colors that are going to make it darker. But also, I end up putting, so this brown is orange with a little bit of blue, right? So this has got the blue in it already. So if I put straight orange over the top, then it will surface mix. So the color will change from an orange out of the airbrush to the blue there. It'll change to the color I want. So that's another way you sort of beat the blue on the page. I'm going to have to fog over this a lot because the pencil lines are very strong. Does that make sense? Everyone listen? Everyone watching? I think it does make sense. Yeah, I think you still need to see it to really get it to like sink in, you know, like I reckon like when I used to teach live classes, you'd need to tell them, show them, and then tell them what you taught them, and then do it all again. It takes a few times every now and then. It was the best feeling when I was teaching live classes when you saw that they got it, because they look at you sort of blankly at the start, then they go try it anyway, and at some point they go, oh, and it's like, haha, welcome to the next level. No, it was a eraser, pencil eraser. So I got yeah, so you see there got a little 2mm hole, and then that just pops on the end. I've got a bigger one here to show you. So yeah, 2mm hole, you can see drilled in that. That's a 2mm bit, and I just sit it in there. Yeah, that way, obviously, as soon as you sit it somewhere, it's going to keep running out, right? So that just holds the paint in when you're not using it. I seriously reckon that all the airbrush brands should make a little aluminium block or something that just for that purpose. And people, but I don't know anyone else who actually does it. It was the one reason what turned me off really getting a gravity feed. Well, I hate washing out the colors every time you change. I'm completely washing the airbrush out, especially when you're going from a dark to a light. But I don't know when I thought about it, but I thought, oh, I could just do that. So the Takumi is the first ever gravity airbrush I bought. It's side cut one, obviously, but yeah, when I bought it, and I bought 2 extra cups straight up. Now, no worries, Scott. Yeah, Russ says you hate cleaning too. Yeah, it's a bit painful, Russ. No, not painful. It just slows the whole process down, especially if you're doing this sort of technique where you're cycling through colours all the time. It adds up. Yeah, 20-second colour change versus 2-minute colour change. And especially when you get to the end, when I'm getting near the end of my artwork, I'm often just going like, put some colour, doot, put a new colour, doot, like literally 1 second worth of painting, and you're swapping the colour. It takes you longer, even with a siphon, than the amount of colour I'm doing. But you just got to cycle through those colours and see how they are in real time versus sort of half trying to guesstimate how it's going to look. In some ways, I'm going really hard here, but it almost wasn't dark enough. I should have actually made it purposely too dark so I can really see. Oh, the AirPod went flat. Swap to the other side. Hopefully Scott can still hear me. Yep, there we go. You there back? I had to swap it. Had to swap AirPods. It went flat. That's why I put one in at a time. Cool. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so actually that's looking good, but I probably could have gone a bit darker with that initial layer, like this side. Even that makes me think, oh, maybe I should go darker. But I get too carried away. The extra tooth, I could put that in now that I accidentally coloured in before. There's an extra depth you can sort of do by using light over dark. It's very powerful. It's just impossible to do, I think, in just one go. Well, without, see, really scratch back and erasing does a similar thing. It's that power of the light coming through, you know, makes a difference. Mark says, do I ever have 2 or 3 airbrushes on the go? No, I haven't, Mark. I haven't really had the need because I've always really used siphon. And now with this sort of setup, I don't really need it either. So no, short answer. I've seen other people do that, especially t-shirt guys. They got a million of them on the go. I did think about it one stage. I did buy one of those manifolds to be able to put multiple. Where is that? Here it is. I never used it, but one of them setups. That goes on the end of your thing, and you can pull 3 airlines off of it. Might set that up one day. So many one-day things to do. Oh, what was that? Oh, cool. Oh, nice. This is Scott's just telling me, Mark, about the old days in the magazines. That's very cool. So you've been going a long time, Nobby? A long, long time. Now, here's one for you, mate. Have you ever done light over dark? Like I didn't invent this. Like people do it, but it's just not that common. And then if you say no, will you try it? Yes, correct, mate. You are correct. You need to understand the color shift. That's what I guess that's what I ended up. I'll be demoing today, I guess. It actually hasn't shifted as blue as I thought. It's definitely not the same color as if I painted it on a white paper, but I think because I'm going in so hard, like I'm going in like point blank, nice and close, and doing it 100%. It shifts blue more when you do it light, like so. So yeah, it really shows up blue there. Yeah, and beating the color shift. That's right. Yeah, good. And by actually using the color shift, actually rather than beating it, I'm actually just embracing it. And so that bluish tinge that comes up there, well, blue is part of that brown. So I just spray. If I spray orange straight over that, then the blue's going to go, and it's going to go back to the color it was. Although it will be darker. So that's why you got to make it brighter than it needs to be. Because if you spray orange on white paper and then photocopy to black and white, it's every color's got a natural tone, right? Obviously, yellow's the lightest, orange, red, green, blue, purple in that order, light to dark. So when you put in that orange, it's still a fairly light tone, but there is a tonal element to it. So you need to make sure, like here, if I put the orange on, the blue would go. It'd be just too saturated though. So I'd need to make it brighter, and then the darkness of the orange will get it back to the shade that I want, if that makes sense. That's probably something, yeah. Oh, that's good, Scott. Yeah, Scott just said that even he understands it a bit better by saying that. Yes, Mark, exactly. Think of the color circle, the complementary color, or the opposite color. Well, all skin tones, and this is obviously an orange base. Pretty much every skin tone's orange base, even black man, white man, whatever. They're all orange base. So it's yeah. So it shifts to blue. You're going to use the orange to kill it. Yeah, that's it. Everything's to do with, yeah, you get it. So there you go. Scott just had a aha. Yes. Yes. Poco just had a aha moment. All right, so I'm really happy with the shapes in that. It's obviously very blue shifted. So I'm going to switch back to the next color now. This is the moment of truth. Here I am going to be talking a big game. I better do it. If I stuff it up, I'm going to look like an idiot. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the first sepia, and then I'll put in the tones that I know are going to work straight up. Oh no! Oh, look at me! I just had a look at it. I need to put some more white on before I do that. So see here, the contrast between light and dark is too strong. Does that make sense? So I want to just going to use the white to flatten it down a bit more, just subtly, so because all those little shapes are just very subtle. So just by doing that, there you go. That's better. And you can definitely see actually it looks looks bluer on my screen than it does in real life, so that's good. But I want you guys to be able to see it. Okay, so I'm just wondering, I'm going to go back to the first sepia. Okay. Oops, that was the wrong colour. Okay. Only downside with my little theory, my little idea with the little bizzos is they're not see-through. I just grabbed the wrong colour. I've got lids on them. I've got to make sure I put them in the right spot. There we go, that's the one. So yeah, I'm going to go back with the first sepia just to see how much of that blue I can get rid of just with that colour over the top without going too dark, right? So at some point it'll be almost to the right tone or lightness and darkness, but if that blue shift's still showing, I'll stop just before that peak bit, and then I'll switch to orange to do that last little bit to kill the blue. And anyway, just stop off and just watch me. See, that pretty much disappeared straight away, but here is going to be, I have to keep it lighter. So there's this hint of the blue shift, and it's light enough. So just a really light bit or even reduced orange will just finish that last lead off, kill that last little tinge of blue. Same here on the forehead. So you've gone a little bit too dark there already. Just like before, I like to go in on the 100% parts first just to get myself going. I'll be honest, I'm actually a little bit nervous now. It's like I told you, but if you weren't here at the start, I showed you a little practice one I did just to make sure I could do this. And that worked, but this is for real now, and I just spoke a big game. I better do it. I've never done this. I've obviously gone light over dark with all my colour work, and I'm comfortable with it with the black, grey and white. But in the past, I'd never been able to do this. And it's only been just my experience with colour that said, no, well, that should work. But I hadn't actually done it. So, moment of truth. The tip dry grumpy is due to 4021 reducer. And I paint without the cap on, and maybe I'm just doing it down here, but okay, just a little wipe. I do it without even thinking about it now, you know. But that 4021, man, I didn't realize what reducer did until I used that. Like, oh, holy shit, that's good stuff. Doesn't eliminate it, but it is definitely reduced. But more than that, it actually just flows so much nicer. I didn't think, like, the ultimate paint is urethane, like automotive paints, right? The base coats, they just work perfectly. Every color, doesn't matter. And I didn't think it was possible for water-based to ever be anywhere near it, but in my opinion, it's very close now. Much better, mate. Yep, much better than 4011. And like I said, until I used it, I mean, when it came out, there was all the hype about it. I was like, well, I'll try it, of course. Didn't expect that much, but it really was. And almost instantly, like I was like, oh yeah, that's really good. But I remember painting along, and then I was halfway through painting, I was like, holy shit, this really does feel like base coats. This is really good. I'd never felt that before with the 4011. So definitely next time you're getting reducer, 21, mate. To the point, I don't think 4011 they'll just stop making it because there's no point. I don't see the point of it. FW inks. Oh, that's Scott. Yeah, you like FW inks. I've never tried it. Once I found Createx, I didn't bother. I was like, oh, well, whatever. I'll just I don't see it. Like I'll just concentrate on the airbrush, and I found one that works. That'll do. I went for a long time using inks, which I won't name now, but that were terrible. I didn't realise they were terrible until I used good ones. So a lot of that blue shift's gone, and I've been able to control the tone. I don't really need much orange through here. A little bit here and there, but it doesn't need that much orange right now. Okay, I'm not as nervous now because it's working. I'm still probably jumped to this darker colour a little bit too early. Oh, do you know what I could have done? Yeah, that would have been good. You know, I told you I had two opaques. So, and the first one was too dark. I could have used that one on top of this first light colour, just to be a step, because I'm finding myself, I'm painting close and trying to do it super light, which I can do, but it's not ideal. Here's the dog. Yeah, sort of like I have like an unwritten rule. When I'm close, I'm trying to paint at 100% intensity, so I'd rather change the colour so I can be nice and close and paint close to 100%. When you're trying to paint close and light, it's not the ideal scenario, right? I'm sure you all agree. So I probably should have switched to that. I'll do that now actually, because so this lip, right? There's a little bit of overspray. I want to sharpen the top of the lip. There goes my dog. Let's swap to that colour. It's going to be all firing up. Was that mate? 8 o'clock, mate. 8 a.m. All right, so I've switched back to that dark colour, and it's going to be too light, I think, for this lips, but I'll be able to go put a dark over light at 100% nice and close and sharpen that lip. That's better, and then that really just needs a little bit of orange over the top. That gives me more control. See, I found myself, whenever you're painting and you feel yourself trying to paint really close and really lightly, you're just doing something wrong. You need to change your color, or change your. A good way around it is to reduce your paint more. You give yourself a little bit more control. But so ideally, if I could be bothered, I could make a slightly darker one again than this, just so it's stepped a little bit because it's a little bit too light. But anyway, it's allowed me to go nice and close and paint 100% intense. If that makes sense. Right, that hour went really fast. I don't think this might be a 6 hour painting. I'm going to do it 3 weeks. Yeah. You really just got to test to see how these colours react with each other on the page, and just get rid of that fear of that you're going to stuff it up. Just once you're confident that it doesn't matter what happens, you can repair it. And you're just free to try whatever you want. Like, I reckon I could definitely benefit with an extra colour on top of it, like a little bit more sepia into this one. But I'm gonna cheat on that. I'm gonna just jump to the sepia. But yeah, I'm happy with that. That worked out well. So now I'll go back to the sepia. Yeah, cool. Oh, thanks, mate. How to paint freehand. Yeah, 100%, mate. Well, hopefully that's what Scott's just asking me about showing him some tips and tricks and stuff. But hopefully that's what I'm showing you each week. But yeah, absolutely, I'm an open book. All of you guys, if you shoot me an email anytime, I'll help you all. All right, so that part there, that's almost the right tone. So I don't want to put the darker one, the original sepia on. That's going to need orange to get that right. It's actually really good having. I'll glance to my left and see the screen, and it looks bluer on the screen than it does in real life. So that's good for me because well, hopefully it's good if I can fix it. I mean, I get quite a few people watching the replay. Actually, it was Grumpy. I think you said it on one of Rob's videos that you prefer the real time stuff rather than the time lapse. So yeah, it's funny because I don't have the patience to sit there and watch every single stroke of it. I'd rather do like what Rob does, where you talk about what you're going to do, paint it in time lapse, and then say, this is what I did. But I mean, everyone likes different things, I suppose. But yeah, no, it's really good to hear that people watch the replays of the streams, you know. I often do on other people's, but I watch it in fast forward almost. I just like skip that little bit, go back. What do you say there? What do you do here? Yeah. Yeah, that's it, Scott. Yeah, you just fast forward, and I think because I know what's going on at each stage, I can just sort of skip through and go, oh, okay, that part's changed. What's he done there? How did you do that bit? And you can go back and then hear what's been said and blah blah blah. All right, I'm at the point. I think I'm going to get some orange out and see what happens. The thing is, like Grumpy prefers it slow, real time. What was I going to say? Oh, it's distracted. Can't remember now. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Mark. That's it. Yeah, you want to fix the mistakes. I'll tell you what happened, right? So we're talking about mistakes. Oh, good on you, Paul. Thanks, mate. So me and Paul just said my class is excellent. We've been practicing doing one-to-one Zooms. It's been, been working out great, hasn't it, Paul? All right. What was I saying? Oh, about mistakes. Yeah. So I'll tell you a little story. I hadn't been teaching for ages, and I quit teaching because I wasn't painting for myself. And I put all the stuff that I've been teaching into practice. All right, can you see that colour? Let me paint on this one on the back. Super bright orange. Yeah, super bright. No other colours but yellow and red. Should look a little bit thick, but all right. Yeah, so I was putting into practice all the stuff that I've been teaching my students, and I realised at some point that I wasn't scared about making mistakes anymore. It was just part of the process, and that's when I was like, I'm free. I don't. It wasn't that long ago. For most of my life, I was always just really, really careful and scared. I remember painting a mural on my daughter's bedroom, and at the end, I made this little, the amateur mistake when you didn't double action properly and you put the air on, you get a little puff of paint. And I did that. And it was all finished. I was like, I'm just going to leave it there because I'm too scared to put color over the top of this. I don't know how it's going to react, and I'm almost finished. So that color's too red. I've got to put some yellow in it. Actually, I've got one here already. Oh, that's yellow. All right. Yeah, so what was the point of that story? Once you get to that point, you actually never make a mistake. It's just part of the process. So that's how I feel like I'm at now. I never make a mistake. It's just part of it. Like that colour's too red. Is it a mistake, or is it just part of the process? You put more yellow in it. Or I could spray yellow over the top if I wanted to, whatever. Yeah, so it's a really good place to be, and that was a bit of an aha moment for me too. I'm just going to reduce that. These paints have been sitting around for a while. Well, it's not spraying real good, so get the old 4021. Buy it by the bucket load. It's a big one. It's almost a litre, I think they are. 960 ml. All right, so that's much. There we go. That's better. And like I said before about the lightness and darkness, obviously if that was black and white, you would see how much lighter that would be than that one. That's actually more red than orange. It's too red. This would be much nicer. So there is an element of darkening, even though I'm doing a really light color, it is darkening the area as well, which is fine, but that's killing the blue shifts, warming it up a bit. And it's sort of never ending process. Like I can go back over with white again if it's not quite right for my liking. That's it, mate. I have it for breakfast, lunch, and tea. Oh, did you get my email, Paul? I sent you a picture of the skull. I'm gonna demo for you today. All right. Now, from my point of view, the blue's pretty much gone. I'm gonna go back to that other color there. A little bit dark in the middle, but I think it's really tricky because this isn't the exact color that I'm painting here. That was roughly. So it is sort of darker in the middle of that face anyway. So that's not quite dark enough this side. I think it's working. All right, I'm going to leave that orange for now. Very lightly did, but that killed it. Yeah, that killed the blue. Actually, a little bit there. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Now that I've sort of cycled through those colours now, the sequence worked out, I think I'll just like do bigger area now, right? Okay. So back to sepia. Oh, thank you, JC. Russ's question here. Have you got that yet, Scott? So question: do you guys? That's what I do, Russ. I've got red, yellow, blue, black, white, and Payne's grey is the only colours I have. And I mix them all as I go. And I mix them in those little bottles that I show you. And apparently the 4021 has, they said, an infinite shelf life. I know the 4011 used to go off. Used to last about 2 weeks. So little bits, I'd often just end up tipping them out. But I haven't tested how the shelf life of the 4021, to be honest. Although this colour's been like, when did I do the eagle? 4 weeks. So I'm still using the same colour. I've probably topped it up a couple of times, but and they're still working well. So yeah, just primary colours and that's it. I just don't like, I remember once I bought burnt sienna and that, thinking, oh, well, that's because skin colours are all pretty much orange based. Like, so I found myself constantly mixing up the same colour over and over again. And anyway, I bought a couple of the browns that Createx make, and then I found myself spending just as much time adjusting that colour to my mix anyway. Probably spent more time on it. So I thought, well, that's a waste of time. I'll just mix my colours from scratch. But you get used to what you do. So that was pretty much mostly what I did anyway. So it's hard, change your habits. JC says, yeah, that's it, JC. You do it that way. What I did, I actually bought some bigger bottles, and because I kept making it pretty much the same skin tone, which this isn't far off a skin tone, to be honest with you, added white to it. And I made a bigger one, but like I said, the 4011 used to go off. So I could probably go back to that theory again and mix up a bigger batch. Although I just don't worry about it. I'm not wasting much paint really. I only make these bottles are I think 30 mil, and I'm only sort of a quarter filling them most of the time, so I'm not wasting anything. Yeah, okay. So Scott's just telling me about his FWE. So you don't custom mix your colors, or you just use a color that's in the bottle? You do custom. You do custom mix. Yep. Okay. Okay. Now I'm with you. So Scott has them all ready to paint. He's got all the colors ready, but they're already thinned out, ready to rock. You just mix up the color. Yeah, and then yeah. Okay, so if it needs to be a bit bluer, you just get the bit of blue, drop it in. You're not rethinning or anything like that because it's already ready to rock. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, see, everyone does it a little bit different. Whatever works. I'm not sure about the FW inks, but the Createx, they say to let them sit for 15 minutes before you actually spray them. Like once you've reduced it, and you think, oh, whatever, bullshit, but it's not bullshit because it really, after 15 minutes, it sprays so much nicer. So it's just but chemically bonds once you've shake it up, and it feels like it's all joined, which it has, but it needs to really soak in and chemically bond together. So okay. Oh, okay. So tell me that again. So actually put in the chat the please, Scott. Heat map. Oh, okay. All right. You need to put this in the chat while you're telling me. So yeah, because Scott's telling me about putting a heat mat for reptile enclosure and put your paint on that, and it warms them up a bit, and then they flow much nicer. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I like it. I'll give that a go. I won't get a reptile heat mat. I'll find something, but it could be handy considering it's coming into winter. Oh, this is looking so cool, but do you know what's not looking so cool here? All the pencil lines I can still see. So I'm going to have to fog in really hard with the white spewing. So I've got to get back to like being less careful again because I'm going to hook in really hard with the white. The eyes are a little bit dark in there. Oh. This is going to, like, I'm not going to put any time restraints on this painting because I'm really loving the more I work, the more the better it's looking. So I'm really enjoying this actually because these are a real sort of challenge for myself. dot of white there. Touch up earring to do. Oh. Man, hour 20 already. Going so fast today. Yeah. Thank you, mate. Thank you. I'm just gonna hold that on. Get some hair down. The only part of this when I generated this image is like, oh, the hair's pretty complicated. It's still bull, but I don't want to get caught up. We're wasting a lot of time. She's got hair going everywhere. A lot of light hairs here, so it just needs a dark base. I'll be able to put the light over the top. Ah, good. Yeah, there you go, Grumpy. I wonder, so Scott uses FW inks and that works, but has anyone done it with Createx inks? I did read somewhere Createx say big fat no to using a heat gun to dry your paint. I don't know why, but they say no. They just use like cold air to blow it dry. So I wonder if it actually. There's only one way to find out, I suppose. Give it a go. JC, you use Createx? Yeah. Any of you guys in the chat, if you know? It's the first I heard about it, but it makes sense to me, like warming it up. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. I know. Yeah, you and lose some adhesion properties too. Yeah. So I don't think that would count for warming it up a little bit before you use it, though. It might, maybe. I know I've had adhesion issues early days when over reducing it and then putting it on really heavy. So I was using the micron on a big area and I shouldn't be. I should have swapped, but I was just being lazy. And so I had to reduce it a bit more and just put more coat, slammed it down. But later on, when I put like this, I had tape and I put the reference on and it started lifting it off. So I'll be careful of that. I actually always use on canvas, I use a bit of the 40-50 gloss in it to help with adhesion. But once you do that, you can't erase it, which I don't erase it anyway, but it makes it work a bit more like the Wicked paint. And you just paint it. Yes, it doesn't erase very well, but it also doesn't lift when I'm putting tape on it, which is what I wanted it. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, the 4012, I had that once. They don't make it. I don't think they make the 13 anymore, do they? I had that too. That was originally, from memory, that was specifically made for the Wicked, I think. Yeah. But okay, distilled water too. Yeah. I don't know. I got to the point once I knew what was working, I didn't bother mucking around with anything else anymore. Like the way I figure, they pay chemists or some sort of scientists to come up with these formulas, big money, to get it, to do it, to get it right. So I'll just trust I'll just do what they say. And no, well, yes, but if you're also talking about adhesion, there, what was JC? Was it Nobby? I did a motorbike tank and I put 40/50 clear in every one of the colours and nothing lifted. Put like almost, and instantly I could put tape on it straight away and it wouldn't come off. So that I used illustration the whole way through and just a drop of 40/50 in there. And I did base the whole tank first. I sanded it at 800. I based the whole tank with 40/50, let that really dry, and then put 40/50 in every single colour, and nothing peeled all the way through. And I was taping and like there was a lot of work on it. And then I finished it with the 40/50 to seal it, and then handed it back to a spray painter who hit it with 800 and 2-pack cleared it. And it was all good. I've never used it. I've got the auto-born sealer, but I'd never used it once I discovered that the 40/50 does the same sort of thing. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, Scott, just fill me in with all your stuff there, Russ. Sam, like, I think, I can't remember, did I send you the email about how I did that motorbike tank? But even just what I said there, that's the answer. So the illustration line's purposely designed, I think, to be honest, I think Drew Blair had something to do with it, to, you call it, delay the cross-linking so it's easier to erase. So for that initial few hours, or 24 hours, it doesn't really adhere that well. But once it's dried, then it's adhered. But if you add the 40/50 clear to it, it cancels that out, and it works more like the Wicked. Because I got into it because I always using my references, and I was painted here, and then put the references I'm painting here, and then started peeling just little dots off, and it was annoying the crap out of me. That's when I looked right into it and worked out why, and now I'll put the 40-50 in it, and it doesn't happen anymore. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think you're right, mate. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you're getting a bit of info there, Russ. Hopefully that's helpful. If you get stuck, shoot me an email. I'm still being very careful, which I didn't expect I would be, but I think because it's all a bit new for me, reworking the sepia. That's all right. That's why I'll take the pressure off. There's no time limit to this one. We'll just paint it. Oh, who suggested what was it called? Whatnot or something to sell live paintings? They don't do it in Australia yet. That's right. Yeah, I tried it, and they're coming to Australia, so I went through the application process. It's a little bit confusing, so I don't think I'll do that. Then I thought after, like, I could probably just do an eBay auction and just put the link in the chat if you want to buy it. And really, I just want to cover the postage costs. If we get a little bit more to cover my time standing in the queue at the post office, and that's a bonus. But it's funny as everything gets more you get that relative of the darker color, and then you realize this that looked way too dark before is actually not dark enough. So I just stopped what I was doing and jumped up here because I looked at it like, no, that's not right. And then at that point, then it starts looking a bit patchy until you make it all blend together. So it's always a bit of a balancing act, a bit of a tricky thing. Okay, we'll have to have a look at all that later. 40-20. Well, you mean the 421 is it stronger? I'm not sure about that. JC, I had a head injury many years ago, so I actually don't have a sense of smell. So I couldn't tell you if it's a stronger smell or not. I work outside anyway, but out in the studio/shed. Okay. Mark says, I know I miss the smell of the 2K base coat. Yes, mate, I do miss that. There was just something nice about that. I'm still a spray painter in my day job, but yeah, so I don't smell any of that stuff anymore. Yeah, oh, there's a. I'm still here, Scott. Headphone went flat again. Still there, mate? Yeah, yeah, my headphone went flat. They don't last that long. 45 minutes, or that's why I only put one in at a time. They must be getting old. Oh, thanks, mate. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it's going. You got a good angle of it there. You can see it all right. Yeah, it's going to be a really nice finished artwork. Yeah, really happy with it actually. I'm really happy actually that I'm tackling reworking the sepia. It was always something I loved, the sepia, but it was always a challenge, you know, just only having that one shot at it. So now that I know that I can rework it, I'm going to do it a bit more. I like it because I like the look of it. What I love about it is that where you keep putting on and on and on, just getting darker and darker, that transparent aspect to it. And oh my God, the airbrush is going beautiful today. The paints are flowing nicely. Man, 20 minutes to go. That time's gone so fast this morning. It's been good having you in my ear, Scott. Thank you for doing that, mate. And for putting on your non-native accent, your toned down Scottish accent, so I can understand you. That was good. Thank you for that. Yeah. Love it. Like I said the other week, my wife liked the Outlander series. She always loved the books and stuff, and there's all Scottish people in there. I've got to watch it with the subtitles. Yeah. Oh, she's got very complicated hair. Everywhere. A lot of that will tidy up with the light colour. Yeah, been doing it a while, mate. That side's all light, so I need to put the background in. I've got to make a stencil next week to get that sort of textured edge finished like the other one. We'll do that next week. Oh, she got it. Nice. Very good. Very good. When she heading home, when you're gonna get your hands on? Oh, cool. You'll have it soon then. Very good. Scott got his the artwork that he designed, and I gave it to him, and just telling me. Oh, is it? Oh, there you go. Oh, nice. Queensland, wasn't she? I can't remember where I sent it now. Yeah. Nice up there. Okay. Yeah, I don't really know exactly where that is. That's where I am. I'm in New South Wales now, but originally born Grafton. In Perth. Okay. Oh, that's Western Australia. Yeah. Yeah. That bit's looking all right. Still got the pencil lines I'm going to have to kill in later. I'm going to really hack into this next week. Say that again, mate. Yeah, but will they work out? Will I be able to race them without erasing all my paint? Let's see. Scott's just telling me about erasing the pencils out. I reckon it'll probably take some of the paint off. Yeah, it is taking it a little bit, but I've got it quite heavy there now. But it doesn't matter. That's sort of half the reason why I'm going to hook in with the white anyway. I'll end up fogging over the whole thing with the white and just little tiny shapes. So I know eventually I'll go over it. Like last week, I drew with a brown pencil because I knew I wasn't going to rework it. But now I'm reworking it. They'll go. I'll get rid of them by the end. I think on the lighter area, say here, they would come off without wrecking it, but here it's quite heavy amount of paint on there. So I might end up erasing on the edge here because it gets pretty light on the side. All right, let's just land this out here. Thanks for coming, Mark. Cheers, mate. See you next week. All right, 15 more minutes to go. Oh man, look at her hair's going nuts down here. Look at that. Look, yeah, it's looking all right now, but look at it. Look how like it hooks this way and that way and they're everywhere on the image. This is down here. I thought, yeah, it's gonna be a bit crazy. And my pencil lines are just whatever. They're all over the joint. So a lot of it on this side here is the light color is creating a lot of the hair. So I'm just going to do the basic shadows in and around it. We'll tidy it up later. Doing the hair often impresses people because I can whip it out real fast, roughly. And watch it, it just sort of appears in front of you. I remember my first teacher many years ago. I went to this airbrush class and I was like, if they start pulling scalpels and masking tape out, I'm out of here. I'm not going to be able to have the patience for that shit. And anyway, he pulled his airbrush out and he painted his picture of Jerry Seinfeld like this, just like boom, 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 boom. And it just was appearing in front of my eyes, blew me away, and I was hooked from that day. I was very lucky to find that guy. So this hair is going to be very basic at the moment. It's going to come alive in the light colours over the top next week. Okay. Not much detail in her hand there. Yeah, well. $10 minutes to go. If I can get it all colour down at some point, that'll be good. Russ says, am I the only noob here? How noob are you, mate? What's that? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're all noobs in some way. There's always something new, something new to learn, and I love learning new stuff. It's hard to find new stuff for me to learn now, but I'm a newbie when I do. Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, yeah, we're all new, mate. Yeah. And, the funny thing, like, this is my little theory, the way my brain thinks, right? So, the your learning journey is a spectrum, right? You're brand new as far as you're at zero. You don't even know what airbrush is, and then you obviously different levels as you start to learn stuff, right? But time isn't really a factor. Sometimes you can, I'll put it down there, if you're not learning the right things or whatever. Like, when are you not a beginner? You could be just doing the one thing over and over again and not getting anywhere, and you're still doing beginner level stuff, but you've been doing it for 5 years, so time doesn't really matter. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. It's about the skill level, what you're learning. Like I said, I've been doing this for 28 years. If I learn something new, then I'm a beginner when it comes to that until I get it right. So, at what point am I a professional and what point am I a beginner? It's just always a grey area. It's just a big spectrum. So, yeah, we're all on a journey, mate. And before, like, you've been doing this a year and a half, Russ, you'd be able to teach new people, like, that have only just picked up an airbrush. You'd be able to show them what you've learned so far, and to their eyes, you're the expert. Yeah. And what I love about it, especially now on YouTube, is like everyone is happy to help everyone. There's very, very little egos and like secret guarding and all this sort of stuff. Just everyone. It's so good to see. Jump on a live like this and ask questions, and everyone there's got their opinions and answers, and they're happy to share the way they do things. It's really cool. Yeah, that makes sense, JC, because it's inks. The pigments are smaller. So under a microscope, there are smaller pigments in inks versus paint. They're thicker or bigger, so you're going to have less problems. It's going to flow better. You probably lose some coverage. Yeah. Oh, ran out of paint. Oops. Yeah. That's it, mate. That's it, JC. Well, I'm a spray painter now again. I was a long time out of the trade, and oh man, it was like learning to ride a bike again. It was so hard when I came back. I've got the flow of it now. I've been going about a year. I'm back on now, but 17 years I was a spray painter from 16 years old. And then I moved away and I was a postman for a long time. But yeah, back on the big guns now. Not a lot. I'm actually a mobile painter. I paint for car yards, just doing the little touch ups and stuff. So, but every now and then I go back to their panel shop and help them out and do the bigger jobs. So it took a while to get the flow back, get a feel of the gun again. No info at all. Man, when I started back in the old days, no such thing as YouTube. So nothing like that. I remember looking up. There was a book around for local courses and stuff, and looking up airbrushing. And of course, there was no such thing as an airbrushing course. I was very lucky, actually. I'll say that a friend of mine came in to my work one day, and he's looking to scab up some old paints. Like I said, I was a spray painter, because he found an airbrush course he was going to do. And I'm like, what? I always wanted to try that. He goes, oh, cool, come with me. I'm nervous as hell. So I did, and that was it. And that was that day I walked in, and the airbrush teacher like smashed out a painting in front of my eyes, and I was like, okay, this is for me. Never looked back. Yeah, it's very addictive. Yeah, that's it. The further you go in your journey, the better you get at it. Then, yeah, the more addictive it becomes. You're right. Now we're almost finished for today, but I'm gonna purposely sort of overcook it all. Yeah, that'll be it for today. Righto, Scott. Yeah, no dramas, Scott. Well, thank you for doing that, mate. We'll do it again next time, eh? All right. No dramas, mate. Yeah, see you, mate. All right, so that was really good having Scott on the line while we're doing that. So it kept me on top of the chat. Thank you, everyone. So on the screen, right, it looks a little bit muddy still in there, but yeah, and it is a little bit too dark in there, that's fine, because I'm going to hook in really hard next week with the lighter browns. And then already shown that I can get rid of it with the orange, the blue shift and stuff. Yeah, so it's looking okay. I'm actually now looking at it going, nah, not super happy with it. I'll wind it up a bit higher, get you a square. It's a good start. It's a good start. There's a lot of pencil lines showing through still. This is definitely next week. I reckon it's still going to look a little bit messy like this. But the third week, it's going to start looking really cool, hopefully. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, JC. Great feed. I'm glad you're here. And all right, well, I will put myself on camera. All right. Cheers, guys. I'll see you next week. Thank you again. And see if we can take it next level, eh? All right. See you guys. Thanks again, Scott, Poco. Legend.